Nat had been right about one thing. The press was going to have a field day with this one. A regular three-ring circus. Ben could make out the congregation near the front entrance to the coroner's office from a quarter-mile away. The usually dimly illuminated front steps of the CO were now bathed in bright artificial lights, as at least 3 different television crews jostled for position. 2 patrol cars were parked just across the street, and a third one blocked the left lane of traffic to allow room for the news crews to set up their equipment without running the risk of being plowed over by a distracted motorist. Ben quickly decided that there was no way he'd attempt to enter through the CO's front entrance. Instead, he turned left on Broadway and right on Oregon Avenue, hoping to sneak in through the building's rear delivery access. He parked the car on Oregon and hopped out. Shielding himself from the downpour with his jacket as much as possible, he trotted the half-block through the gathering puddles toward Brady Circle. The rear of the CO stood mostly in darkness. The parking lot behind the building was vacant except for 2 vehicles. One was the coroner's van that Nat had used to transport the body. Beside it, a second van, which Ben didn't recognize, sat idling, a white plume of exhaust rising up in a dissipating cloud from its tailpipe. As he approached, the side door of the vehicle slid open and 2 men stepped out, making their way toward him across the parking lot. "Dr. Stevenson?" one of them asked from the darkness. "Yes," he replied cautiously. Ben was suddenly bathed in the bright light of a television camera. "Dr. Stevenson, is it true the victim was stabbed 47 times? Has a positive identification been made yet?" asked the reporter, thrusting a microphone in his face. "I haven't examined the victim yet. That's what I'm here to do now." The man with the microphone didn't seem to appreciate the finer points of Ben's statement, for he continued to fire off questions one after the other. "Is the victim a resident of the town, Dr. Stevenson? Someone you happen to know? Was there any weapon found at the scene?" "How am I supposed to know that? You should be talking to the police." Ben fumbled for the keys in his pocket. "What was the last homicide of this nature that you investigated, Doctor? Have you spoken with the county coroner's office or the state police?" "I haven't spoken to anyone except my assistant." Ben turned the key in the deadbolt and swung the door open just wide enough to step inside. "Now, if you'll excuse me, Dr. Stevenson, you have a son of your own that attends Indian Creek High School. How did he take the news of a murder only a few blocks away from the school?" "He seems to be handling it much better than you are," Ben replied, then closed the door against the deluge of questions from the overzealous reporter. He flipped on the light in the back hallway. It was blessedly quiet inside the building. He could hear the faint sounds of Nat moving around in the autopsy room beyond the door at the end of the hall. His assistant had the habit of humming softly to himself as he went about the task of laying out the equipment and preparing the body for examination. It was mildly endearing, although Ben could never recognize the melodies, which belonged to a musical generation that was not his own. Ben hung up his jacket on the coat rack to his left and proceeded down the hallway. "Hi, Nat," he said as he entered the room. "What's up?" Nat responded cheerfully. "Did you get hit by the reporter brigade on your way in?" "Of course," Ben replied. "I thought that I might outsmart them by coming in the back way, but they had their sentries waiting for me." "No doubt, no doubt. They were on me like flies on like flies at a picnic, you know, as soon as I pulled the wagon into the back parking lot. Tell us this, tell us that. Those guys are pretty damn importunate, unremitting," Ben offered. "Pretty damn annoying, if you ask me. Hell, I don't know the answers to any of those questions. Might as well be asking me who's going to win the Kentucky Derby. And if I did know, I wouldn't be telling them nothing anyway. Just like you said, Dr. S. No motherfucking comment, right?" "I think that was actually you who said that." Ben glanced at the shape on the examination table, still zipped up inside of the black cadaver bag.